Welcome to the first shiur of Yeshuas Nissan, calling a series of shiurim Be'ezrat Hashem. We're going to start with Hilchos Berachos. And the first shiur that we're going to give is going to be on what's the source for reciting brachos and why. And we're going to delve into this. And just as an introduction, just to give a little bit of background about myself, so I learned under Rabbi Ziskin and Rambam Tosefta for 3 years, where I began my development of my textual and Svara analysis. There I edited a public Torah publication of our limudim there called the Kol Yosef. Then I moved on to Yeshiva Derech Talmud, learned under Chaim Ilson. I further really delved into my textual skills. And then that took me to Yeshiva Rabbeinu Yitzchak Elchanan, where I learned under Rav Chanan Adler for a year and a half, where I continued developing my Svara and textual analysis, specifically focusing on Gefes, which is Gemara, Perush, Rashi, and Tosfos. And then I moved on to Rav Mordechai Willig, where I developed my Halacha L'Maaseh analysis. So as we begin Hilchos Berachos, we are going to begin our series with Hilchos Berachos, and our goal will be to really break up the various halachos that there are in brachos into shorter chunks and have a deep dive into those halachos. So we may make brachos every single day of our lives, Be'ezrat Hashem, but but why and how, and why do we make hamotzi before bread and Berei Pirakafen before wine, and why don't we just make shahakol and everything? And where is this sources from? Where does Birkas Hamazon, Midaraisa, V'chal Devsvat V'rachta, and various other halachos, Shinei Makom, other halachos in terms of even before you make the bracha, you shouldn't have fruit in your mouth. All these halachos and various others, Be'ezrat Hashem, hopefully in these series, will be going through. Be'ezrat Hashem, I'm going to be using a sefer called Bezos HaBracha, which is a popular sefer that is coupled with Liban HaBracha. Both of these will definitely be Svarim which I'll be using. Another is going to be Vizel Shono. All of these will make an appearance throughout our shiurim. So to start our Hilchos Berachos, we have to get somewhat of a framework. What are these various different brachos? So the Rambam in Hilchos Berachos, Perek Aleph, Halacha Dalet, as you can see on the screen, Nimtzu kol ha-brachos kulan shlosha minim. There are 3 types of brachos: brachos haniyah, berachos hamitzvos, or berachos hoda'ah. Right? Brachos of enjoyment, brachos hamitzvah, which of course before performing a mitzvah we make a bracha, and brachos hoda'ah, we thank Hakadosh Baruch Hu, thanking Hakadosh Baruch Hu, shein darech shevach behodaya ubakasha. Right? They're praising HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they're thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and requesting from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in order for us to, these brachos serve as a constant reminder for us of the Ribono Shel Olam and help us come to fear Him more. And we, no matter whether we're eating, performing a mitzvah, or stam, during various occasions, we thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All of these is in order to come to remember HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to come to fear Him, Be'ezrat Hashem. So our limud in these shiurim will focus on Birkas Hananin in the first category that the Rambam mentions, and Be'ezrat Hashem, if we have time, we'll also discuss Birkas HaMitzvos and Birkas Hoda'ah. But as we'll see in this shiur, Birkas Hananin may even fall into a category Birkas Hoda'ah. Spoiler alert. So let's move on to the next. Let's delve right into the shiur. Why do we recite brachos? So we'll see. You'll see that the sources. If you want to pause here, you can look up these Mekomos, and from these Mekomos, you'll be able to understand the next section of this shiur. So we'll see, just as an overview, that we recite brachos because it's stealing, either because it's me'ilah or because it's mamas gezela. Let's look. So in Tehillim, where we'll first find inkling of why do we recite brachos. So Tehillim, both in Perek Kavdala Pasuk Aleph, it says L'davim mizmor la'Hashem ha'aretz meloa Tel v'yoshveva, right? To Hashem, the land, to Hashem, does the land belong to, and all that's within it. So we see from this pasuk, we can glean from this pasuk that the whole world and everything that's in it belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the chara, before making a bracha, the chara, perhaps, maybe, as we'll see in the Gemara shortly, perhaps making a bracha allows us to take that which belongs to Ribono Shel Olam. But then we have another pasuk in Tehillim, Perek Kuf Tezvav, pasuk Tezvav, Hashemayim Shemayim Lashem Va'oretz Nasan Lefnei Adam. Right, the land, right, the heavens belong to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but the land He gave to Bnei Adam, He gave to man. So then the Torah, the land already belongs to us. So why would we need to recite a bracha if it already belongs to us? So there's no inyan here. The first pasuk would seem to indicate that it belongs to the Ribono Shel Olam, and therefore maybe a bracha allows us to take from the Ribono Shel Olam. But the second verse or pasuk seems to say that no, that it really belongs, that it belongs to us. So let's see the Gemara in Berachos Lamed Hey Amud Aleph. Feel free to learn before the two dots. It has a discussion regarding Neter Ravai and Kerem by the pasuk of Kiddush Hilulim La Hashem, that Hilulim you should make a bracha before or after. And Lemaskana, the Gemara concludes, Ela Svaruhu Asolo LaAdam She'ena Min HaOlam Hazeh B'lo Bracha. It's a svara that it's also for a person to get an off from this world without a bracha. So Tanrabanan Asolo LaAdam She'ena Min HaOlam Hazeh B'lo Bracha V'Cholana Min HaOlam Hazeh B'lo Bracha Ma'al. It's also for a person to get an off from this world without a bracha, and anyone who does get an off from this world without a bracha, it's considered like he's ma'al. But then it's saying that food is almost like me'ilah, that it's sort of hekdesh in some way. So, and therefore, and if you eat without making a bracha, you're ma'al. Ma'takante yelich etzel chacham. Etzel chacham, my avilei ha'avilei isura al amarava yelach etzel chacham meikara v'amdena brachas k'dei shel yavilei de me'ilah. Fine. So basically, the Gemara says that a person should, if a person doesn't know what brachas to make, he should go to a chacham in order that he should learn what the proper brachas are, in order that he won't come to violate me'ilah. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel Kolanen Min HaOlam Hazeh. Second line from the bottom. Lo bracha ki'ilu nenem kadshe shamayim shnem al Hashem haaretz mloa. Oh, our pasuk comes Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Anyone who gets hana from this world, me'olam hazeh, hana from anything, not just food, but even if you smell something nice, there's birkas hareach, right? Not only birkas on achila. Then it's as if you got hana from Kadshe Shemayim, from Kachim. Because it says, why? How do you know this? Because it says, Lashem ha'aretz maloa, the pasuk that we just quoted before in Tehillim. So, Rav Levi Rami Ksiv, Lashem ha'aretz maloa, Ksiv ha'shmayim, shmayim Lashem. So Rav Levi comes along and says, wait, there's that it says in the pasuk, Lashem ha'aretz maloa. Our question, atat, right? That Hashem Aretz Moloa is to Hashem, that it belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then it says, Eksiv Hashmayim Shmayim Lashem Aretz Sanei Adam. What is it? Does it belong to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Does it belong to Bnei Adam? Lo Kasha. Kan Kodem Bracha. Let's go to the next page. Kan La'achar Bracha. Here, it's before the bracha, right? When it's Lashem Aretz Moloa, that's before the bracha. But after we make a bracha, then it's Aretz Nissan Lefnei Adam. So we see that this is how the Gemara answers the contradiction that we saw in the Pesukim in Tehillim before. So we see that there's an inyan of me'ilah, that before one makes a bracha, it belongs there. It's Kadshe Shemayim. It belongs to it has a kedusha. It belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And once you make a bracha, then we're podeh that me'ilah we redeem that which is consecrated to that which is consecrated to in order and which permits us now to eat it, matters us to eat it. So that's one aspect. So we see in the Gemara, first of all, that there's an inyan of me'ilah, which me'ilah is something which is consecrated to Hashem, and that which is consecrated we're not allowed to get benefit from. But once you make a bracha, that's what's matter us, that's what's poded from Hekdesh, in order to allow us to make a bracha. Now comes along, the Gemara says, perhaps along the same lines, or maybe a little bit different. Amar Rav Chinina bar Papa, Kol hanenem in olam hazeh b'lo bracha, ki'ilu goyizel la'kadosh baruch hu v'knesses Yisrael. Anyone who gets enough from olam hazeh without a bracha, it's ki'ilu he's goyizel. It's as if he's stealing from the Ribono Shel Olam and Knesses Yisrael. Shneimar gozel aviv v'imai, v'omein pesach haver hu li'ish mashtis. Bein aviv el HaKadosh Baruch Hu shnema halahu avicha kanecha ve'ein imo el Knesses Yisrael shnema shema b'nim musa avicha v'al tatzras imecha. So what do we see? We see that Rav Chinina bar Papa tells us that when we get hana from this world without making a bracha, we're stealing from the Ribono Shel Olam. So now, I think Rabbi Jonah Steinmetz, he said, if you take a look in Chedushay Rechaim Alevi and Hilchos Me'ilah of the Rambam, you'll see that he learns that Me'ilah is an inyan of Gezela from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if that's the case, this stems beautifully with the two memories that we just said previously that we're talking about Me'ilah. And this also is talking about that what we're stealing. What are we stealing? We're stealing because Me'ilah is considered stealing from the Ribono Shel Olam. And that is the pshat potentially that you can learn in this Gemara. So just to summarize, the Gemara in Brachos, or Chinina bar Papa says it's stealing from Hashem and Bnei Yisrael to a certain extent. And Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel that before reciting a bracha, it's like benefiting from Hekdesh, L'Hashem Haaretz Meloa, and after reciting a bracha, it's considered yours, Va'aretz Nissan Levnei Adam. So we may be able to take this a step further. Up until now, we've only been talking about Birkas Hanenin, that if you get Hana'ah from this world without making a bracha, it's going to be a Birkas Hanenin issue. However, if you look at the Tosefta in Brachos, Perek Dala Halacha Aleph, with the Chastei David, Lo yitom adam klum an shivarach. Person shouldn't taste anything until he makes a bracha. Shnema la'Hashem haaretz meloa. Hanenem and olam hazeh b'lo bracha ma'al. That's our Mareh. That's where an shiatiru lo kol hamitzvos. Until vimater all of the mitzvos. If you look at the an shiyodu lo, until then he'll be mater and girsa of the chalific girsos. Either way, what does it mean by Anshi Etirulo Kol HaMitzvos? So if you look at the Chastei David, he explains further. Generally, the Hachi Perusha, the Me'acha Sha'amar Shekola Olam, Umaloa Hu, the Hekdesh, after we say that the entire world and everything that's within it is considered Hekdesh, T'chsiv, La'Hashem Ha'aretz Muloa, that it says, we're now on the fifth line, approximately, you can see my pointer, because it's written L'Hashem Ha'aretz Meloa, that it belongs to Hashem and everything that's in it, the world and everything. L'kach hanena mal, therefore someone who gets a na is considered as if he's mal. L'koach ha'brachos hu poide, and from the koach of the brachos, and from saying the bracha, he redeems that which is Hekdesh. Ka'amar hashta kama gadol koach ha'brachos v'lo sof davar shematir lo lahanres mekadshe ha'olam hazeh v'sof kol sof v'adai ein dinam ala kachim kalim. That one, regular food items are considered kachim kalim, a more reduced level of kachim. L'gabe cheftzei shmaim the hainu ha mitzvos. Al avzu koach habrachas gadol ma'oid ad she'tir lo kol ha-mitzvos dahainu chetzei shemayim mamish demishum hachi takinu nami brachos al ha-mitzvos lahodos l'Hashem yisbarach shezekanu lasois mitzvoisav Hekdesh shehein vadai kotshim katshe kadoshim below bracha havale me'ilo mamish v'kol shekein v'chetzei ha'olam hazeh mishum detana the masizon hiska bracha ala denanan v'lo b'nei mitzvos perish b'tosos mitzvos b'ino nami mekabachayim v'dim lo kein vadai me'ilo ma'al, etc. So what is he saying here? That even that not only by Birkas Hananan, but even by mitzvos, afilu, last line, now that moved away, afilu l'fishi atiru lo she'en lo hatoro la'ono im lo al yidei kol mitzvos. So even regarding mitzvos, we are required to recite a bracha beforehand, because otherwise it would be considered being ma'al, being me'ila. So not only by Birkas Hananan, not only before we eat food, but also before we perform a mitzvah, which we can consider in Me'ila terminology, kache kachim, that also we need to recite a bracha before performing the mitzvah. And hence, it's also a reasoning for Birkas HaMitzvahs as well. So, Birkas Hananan is kache kalim. Birkas is for the kache kalim of food items and other nanan objects, reach, smells, etc. And mitzvos is considered kache kachim, which we also require bracha for. So Mareh Hekdesh, in terms of what we're saying. So we see from the Tosefta and brachas, it's considered stealing from Hekdesh for all brachas, including Birkas HaMitzvos. So we see it's not only a reason for Birkas Hananan, but it's also going to be a reasoning for and extends to Birkas HaMitzvos as well. And just to summarize, so the Chayei Adam, this was published in 1876, the particular version that we're going to see now. So we see Ksiv la Hashem haaretz meloa v'imkein hakolhu k'mo Hekdesh. He writes that it's written in the pasuk la Hashem haaretz meloa, which means everything. It's like it's Hekdesh. K'mo she'asa lahanes meHekdesh, and it's also to get enough from Hekdesh. Kim achar pidyon, except from until you're poda, until you redeem that which is Hekdesh. V'anena mehem below pidyon, and anyone who gets enough from them without a redemption, ma'al b'kachei Hashem. You're going to be ma'al with kachei Hashem. Kain asa hanes me'olam hazeh below bracha. Similarly, it's asa to get hana from this world without a bracha, but who ha pidyon, and that is meaning the bracha is a pidyon. And nene below bracha kilu ma'al b'kachei Hashem, and anyone who gets hana without a bracha is considered as if he's ma'al kachei Hashem. Lefikach tiknu anshe knesses gedolah levarich al kol davar v'davar shnenen mimenu, and that's why the Anshe Knesses Gedolah established brachos for each and everything, for everything that we get hana from. K'mo shechayev anu levarach b'chol yom v'yom, l'fi inyano, k'tichsev barach Shem yom yom, v'darshu chazal, tzon olamar b'chol yom v'yom tein lo me'ein v'rchaso devayne ein meharoi levarach v'shabbos brachos, haroi lepesach, chiyetze bo, k'yin tzarech levarach al kol davar v'davar b'rchaso harouya loi, l'chein tiknu chazal levarach al kol min umin l'fanav v'hem Shisha, etc. Hamoitzi, Birkas Hamazon, Brei Pri Hagafen, Brei Pri Adama, Brei Pri Ha'etz, Brei Pri Adama, Shahako, etc. So fine. So we see that this reasoning of Hekdesh is brought down the halach in the Chayei Adam in his introduction to Birkas Shahakol and the Klalim of Bracha Rishona of Birkas Hananan. And now I want to share with you. So that was all learning Pashup Shan. In the Gemara, in the Tosefta, brought down the halacha and the Chayei Adam. Now Shitas Rashi, totally different reasoning. Has nothing to do with Hekdesh. What does that to do with? To thank Hashem. Let's see the sources. You can stop here, look at the Rashis that I quote, and also the Piskei Teshuvah, which you can find on HebrewBooks.org. And you can pause here and come back. If not, come, let's learn the sources together. So Shitas Rashi. So going back to the Gemara in Brachos, Lamed Hey Amud Aleph, Amud Beis. So first of all, Elasvarahu, this Rashi, so this is referring to the Gemara. The Gemara concludes, after it has a discussion regarding Kodesh Hilulim LaHashem, that pasuk that's written by Netarevai, that maybe we can learn from that pasuk. Rabbi Akiva actually learns from Kodesh Hilulim LaHashem that you have to make a bracha before and after, and you can see the Gemara before this for an explanation. But in conclusion, after a full discussion, the Gemara says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 lines up from the bottom, Elasvarahu asul al she'enem and olam azebel bracha. In the end of the day, it's a svara. Let's see Rashi. Elasvarahu. Ikar portion is this part. Elasvarahu the kevan denene tzarech lahodos lemishabaram. Since you are getting hana'ah, you're about to get hana'ah, you need to thank the one who created that which you're about to get hana'ah from. So we see that it's an inyan of thanking Hashem. And similarly, regarding the Gemara of Gezela, when you're Gozel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, es berachasa, you're stealing his bracha. You're stealing his bracha. You're not stealing, because according to Rashi, it's not an inyan that the food is owned by HaKadosh Baruch Hu that now needs to be podeh. According to Rashi, the whole inyan is in regards to lahodos. It's mutter. It's totally mutter to eat food, quote unquote, without a bracha. But you're required to make a bracha because you have to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. For the same reason why we say a bracha achrona, it's the same reason why we say a bracha rishona. And let's see this. We can see this from the Gemara later on in Brachos Memches Amud Beis in regards to Berkas Hamazon. The Gemara says, Tana Rabbanan minayin leberkas Hamazon min haTorah. How do we know Berkas Hamazon is a chiyuv d'oraisa? Shnema v'achalta v'svata v'rachta. Zu berkas hazan es Hashem alakacha. Zu berkas haziman al haaretz. Zu berkas haaretz. Hatova zu bona Yerushalayim, etc. Then the Gemara says, after it goes through all the brachos of the 4 brachos that are midoraisa, I only know to make a bracha achrona, that I should make a bracha after I eat. Lefanav, before. How do I know before? Marta, kavachomer, say kavachomer, Yeshuas sava mevarech, Yeshu rav, lo kol shekain. When I'm satiated and I'm satisfied with what I ate, I should make a bracha. But when I'm hungry, all the more so I should make a bracha. So how does Rashi explain this? Look at Rashi. When a person is full, mitzvah levarech, it's a mitzvah to make a bracha, and to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for satiating me, for providing, for craving my hunger. So when I'm hungry, and you're going to now, satisfy your hunger, satisfy your cravings, etc. Through that which was created through HaKadosh Baruch Hu, lo kol shekain. All the more so, she said, tzarach levarach HaKadosh Baruch Hu yoter. Then it's even more of a reason that you should thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Before you even say, she should thank him for giving us the food that we ate. So we see clearly further that bracha achrona and bracha rishona, according to Rashi, is going to be one inyan to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And now, just to bring this home, if we look in the Gemara in Sanhedrin Kuf Beis Amud Aleph, the Gemara regarding Gezela is also mentioned there, and Rashi there regarding stealing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, being Gezela klape mala klape Hekdesh Yisrael elazu bovan shemonea milavarech. I'm on the bottom now. Over here, I just don't want the controls of Google to come back up and cover up the text. So elazu bovan shemonea milavarech Hekdesh Yisrael who goes el HaKadosh Baruch Hu shechachamim tiknu al kol davar v'davar bracha. Only then, there's no Gezela. There's only a Gezela from someone who refrains from making a bracha. Hekdesh Yisrael who goes Hekdesh Yisrael Gozel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How is he stealing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Knesset Yisrael is stealing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Chachamim tiknu, because the Chachamim were metaking on each and everything to make a bracha. Kid Amar Hasam, Kol Atohim. Anyone who tastes Einu Mevarich, Nikra Gazan, he's called a Gazan. Shnemar LaHashem Haaretz Muloa. That what? then it's called a person who eats without making a bracha is called a Gazan. And where does Rashi say that we know that he is considered a Gazan? LaHashem Haaretz Muloa. So this is a further insight. Not only that Rashi agrees that LaHashem Haaretz Muloa is an Indian of Gezela, the Gezela of a bracha, because it's LaHashem Haaretz Muloa. But you took away the bracha that you required to make. But it's interesting also to point out that the Gazlan, he learns out from LaHashem Haaretz Muloa pasuk, which is not mefurish in the Gemara there, but it is. But that's how Rashi would learn that. So moving on, just to bring this home, the Piskei Tshuva further learns Rashi, how we're learning. V'ch'ora, so v'ch'ora the Perish Rashi, Sheperish, you can see my pointer, I'm on the left side, more in the middle column. V'ch'ora Perish Rashi, Sheperish, gozel as a bracha, nira ki amachal ben kach nitan al adam. He explains that you're stealing the bracha. Mira ki hamachal ben kach nitan al adam. It seems that the food is already given to a person. Gazal misyachis rakil bracha, and the stealing only applies to the bracha. Yumkein eina machal atzmo gazal. Then you're not stealing the food itself. You're stealing the bracha, and that's what we highlighted before. And he highlights it here again. It's not like k'mokein yishlam of inan me'ilah. Similarly, you may be able to say this regarding Me'ilah, but he says, if you look at the Maharal and the Siv HaVoida, he writes Barichos that it's Mamish Hekdesh and it's from a Minhag Gvoa, and anyone who eats without a bracha has a Mamish Mo Behekdesh Begozle. V'chein Kasav Maharal B'Drush Shabbos Gadol. It argues with the Maharal. So there, whether you're stealing, this is Olamdus, are you stealing the bracha? Or are you stealing the actual food item, mamish the food item? And this is going to be, according to Rashi, you're not stealing any food. You're just stealing the bracha. You're mechuyev to make a bracha. The Anshe Knesset Gedola created brachas in order that we should thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you don't say a bracha, if you eat without reciting a bracha, you'd be stealing. Mashe'en kain, according to others, no, it's mamish me'ilah. It's mamish that the food itself has a shem hekdesh. And therefore, you would be violating. It's sort of like you're stealing the food from the Ribbono Shel Olam. So lining up on the other side of the coin, Rashi, it's an obligation to give thanks to Hashem for the food, and it's stealing the bracha from Hashem. So either on the one side, we're stealing in the sense because it's hekdesh, or on the flip side, according to the Rashi, no, we're thanking Hashem. So what's the stealing in the Gemara? It's stealing the bracha. So now there's a chiddush that I just want to present to you. Take it or leave it, so to speak. You know, it's a thought. I didn't see anyone yet that says this or learns the Gemara this way. But based on how we're learning the Gemara, so what happens in the Gemara? What's the flow of the Gemara? Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel says that anyone who gets an awe from this world without a bracha, it's as if he's nene mekadshe shamayim. Then comes Rav Levi, and he says, oh, there's a contradiction in the Pesukim. L'Hashem Haaretz Muloa implies that it belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And V'aretz Nissan of Bnei Adam implies that it belongs to us. So how can you say we're nene from kadshe shamayim if the pasuk says that it belongs to us? So he says, oh, here's before a bracha, here's after the bracha. That's what the Gemara explains it. Comes Rav Chanina Bar Papa, and he says, anyone who gets an awe from Olam Hazeh below bracha, kilo goizel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'knesset Yisrael. So most that I've seen explain that we're stealing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And they explain Knesset Yisrael. You can see in the Ha'aros of Rav Yosef al Yashiv that he explains that there's there's an Inyan because the bracha it brings something into there's some brings something down into the world. Some more Kabbalistic reasonings that were taking away something that could have gone that we could have brought into the world by making our bracha. But I want to learn touch up through the flow of the Gemara that no, maybe Rav Chanina Bar Papa is coming to answer Rav Levi's contradiction, and he says, "Inachanami hashmaim shemaim laHashem and aretz nasan lebnei adam." That you're stealing both from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and from Knesset Yisrael, because the world obviously belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but it also belongs to us. It belongs to Bnei Adam, and therefore, if you eat without making a bracha, you're stealing from Hashem and Knesset Yisrael, because the food belongs to both us before the bracha. Perhaps that's a pshat in the Tehillim, and that would help explain the language here of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Knesset Yisrael, etc. But feel free to write back any comments you may have regarding that Hekdesh, but it's a Hekdesh that I'd like to say. Moving on, just to end off the shiur, I'd like to tell you 2 halacha shelo l'maaseh. Yes, Be'ezrat Hashem, in future shiur we're going to learn halacha l'maaseh, mamish. But because it's such mechudesh inyanim that I just want to have to share with you these 2 2 halacha shelo l'maaseh, that halacha that's not l'maaseh, that we shouldn't practice, but are still valuable Torah. So if you look at the Hekdesh Ritva, based on the Shita that the food is unfit to eat, either because it belongs to Hashem or it's Hekdesh, how are we allowed to say Safek Brachos Lekula by Bracha Rishona? How can we continue eating when we're Mesupuk if we made a bracha? It's possible we'll be violating the Kumaseh, right? We're going to be violating, we're going to be stealing from, we're going to be Nenem Kachei Kachim. And this is exactly the question of the Ritva in his Chidushim and Shabbos. I have a wonder, a question regarding Birkas Hanan, how could we go back and eat without a bracha because of any suffix that we may have? We're going to be eating that which really belongs. We're going to get a hana from kachei kachim, and that's a kumasei. Prepare ketzam mevarchim. Either we should return and make a bracha, or we should stop eating at all. Either don't eat at all, or you should make a bracha. And that's his question, starka kasha, that he has based off of all that we've learned. How could we, quote unquote, steal? How can we not make a bracha and steal from kachei kachim and get hana from kachei kachim? How can we ma'al? How can we be mesupik, safek me'ilah, and actively be ma'al or actively steal without making a bracha? It's one thing if it's sheva tase, you're not doing anything, so then fine. If you're not doing any action, that's fine. But here your mom is eating, your mom is doing an action, so you should really not require a bracha before. Fine. And therefore we should really require a bracha afterwards. So if you look at the Ri in brachas Yud Beis Amud Aleph, we're talking about, the Gemara here is talking about a case where one began reciting a bracha. For example, he has something that looks like bread. Maybe he thinks it's dates. He starts a bracha saying it's dates. Then he says hamotzi at the end, but he concludes hamotzi. He's like, oh, I have bread. So what's the, is he yotze or not? So the Gemara remains unresolved. In the end of the day, the Gemara is unresolved. We look at the Shakaptari of the Gemara there. But if you look at Tosefta, right? That in these cases where we're mesupuk in what to do, right? We started making one bracha and concluded a different bracha, and we're not sure how we paskin halacha l'maaseh. Do we say savek bracha sekula, Savik Berachos L'chumra. So everyone knows Savik Berachos L'kula becomes the Ri and says, no, Savik Berachos L'chumra. Tzarech Levarech Pam Acheres. Oh, so look at the Gilyon Hashas. He explains the Ri. Shayach Hacha Loimar Safik Brachos L'kula. It's not shaykh to say Safik Brachos L'kula. The Kfar Kasav Hamar Sham Psachim. And so skipping a few lines, Loshna Again, Ela Birkas HaMitzvos, Da Brachos Einan Ma'akvos, by Birkas HaMitzvos, Brachos aren't Ma'akiv. Ava Birkas HaNenin, also Lecho below Bracha. But Birkas HaNenin, it's also to eat without making a bracha. Lo Havi Kan Chashash Bracha Levatala. There's no Bracha Levatala here. Dim Lo Yivarech, He also Lishtais. You don't make a bracha, it's also for you to eat it. Because there's an Isser Gazela here. He's Mamish along the same lines as the Ritva. How can you say Savik Brachos L'kula by Birkas Hananin? It should be Savik Brachos L'chumra. Again, we don't pass him like this, but this is a Mareh Inyan that I wanted to bring to your attention. Now the second, which will end with this, which is somewhat halacha l'maaseh, but not really. So if you look at the Ber Heitev, so this is Yehuda ben Shimon Ashkenazi. He was born in Frankfurt and served as Dayan in Tekos, and I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but he served as a Dayan in Poland. He's best known for the Ber Heitev that's written on the Shulchan Aruch. And in this edition that I'm going to show you from the Ber Heitev was published in 1838. So we'll see, what does he say in Simon Reshid Gimel Os Aleph? B'shulchan Acharain, fine. When someone wants to give his friend a drink, Yivarech B'tchila, he has to make a bracha. He should make a bracha before he gives it to his friend to drink. The Kodem bracha, Hu Shal HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Before he makes a bracha, it belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'acha kach shelo. So it's unbelievable. He mamish says that he takes the pasuk literally, L'Hashem Haaretz Meloah, and it belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, maybe you can't give it to your friend. You can't, if you have water, before you make a bracha on that water, you can't give water to your friend unless you make a bracha first. So if we look at the river of Ephraim, or Ephraim Greenblatt, you'll see that he says the following. He brings the Ber Heitev, and he says, Adayin ze Hekdesh shetzarech koidem ve'ulai rak im choishev lishtos asu yivarech techila. It's a Hekdesh. He says it's a Hekdesh that what the Ber Heitev is saying. Perhaps if a person wants to drink, then he should make a bracha before. But if he doesn't want to drink, the din isn't like this. V'ayin b'zeh. Yedidi Arav Rav Tzvi Balski Shlita. Ta'an b'zeh im oisel l'chaim l'chavero tershos amaz shivar rish l'ma'ad v'achakach yomer l'chaim. Fine, he gets the discussion about l'chaim. But in any case, Rav Ephraim Greenblatt, a contemporary posek, says that, okay, listen, if you're going to drink anyways, you're drinking with your friends, so there's an inyan to say a bracha before your friend makes a bracha and before your friend drinks. But otherwise, if a friend comes over and chanas zorchim, you want to give him a drink, it's hot outside, it's summer, and you want to give him a drink, you don't have to B'dafka make a bracha before him. This concludes the Shiur. Be'ezrat Hashem, we will continue our limud in Hilchos Berachos. I hope you enjoyed. This is the first year of this series and the first year ever that I'm giving. So please, any comments or suggestions for how to improve, please feel free to share. Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll move on to the next sugya. Will be preparations before making a bracha. So great, we now know we have to make a bracha, but now there are certain preparatory things that we need to do la halacha before making them. Stay tuned for next week.